So today I'm going to show you how to make a traditional Swedish fika, which is like a tea time treat. You can make them for breakfast as well. It's the Swedish cinnamon bun, but the Swedish cinnamon bun is a bit different to the Norwegian one because the Swedish one contains cardamom as well. So let's get started. So you're going to start off by making a dough, and then there'll be a filling as well. So for the dough, you are going to need, I've got a cup of lukewarm milk over here, and I've got a pack of yeast. It's roughly about 2¼ teaspoons of yeast that I'll be putting in. So I'm going to be putting in 1/3 cup of sugar, but I'm going to take 1 tablespoon out, which I'll be adding to the yeast, and 3½ cups of flour. I'm going to have 1/2 teaspoon of salt and 1 teaspoon of ground cardamom and an egg, and also I'm going to be putting in about 5 tablespoons of butter. So that's to make the dough. What I'm going to be using for the filling, it's going to be about 100 or so grams of butter. It's going to be 1/2 cup of sugar, so I'm still going to be using that sugar. It's going to be 4 teaspoons of cinnamon, 2 teaspoons of cardamom, a teaspoon of vanilla extract, and then I'll be using another egg as an egg wash. That'll go on top of that. And then I managed to get some pearl sugar. If you don't have pearl sugar, you can always use icing sugar, but the pearl sugar, I'm going to try it with that, because that's the traditional way. So I started off by putting in lukewarm water, 1 tablespoon of the sugar and the yeast into that lukewarm milk. And I'm just going to give it a stir, and then I'm going to leave it, set it aside for a few minutes, about 10 minutes. So I have the dry ingredients in the bowl, and I have added in the milk yeast mixture. If you've got a dough attachment on your mixer, you can use it for that. I don't have a dough attachment because I don't have a food processor. So I'm just going to mix this in, and then I'm going to add in the egg, and then the 5 tablespoons of butter I will be cutting into this, and then mixing it by hand. So I'm just going to use my knife just to cut in the 5 tablespoons of butter. And then once it gets cut in a little bit, I am going to be using my hands to knead the dough. So I'm going to start just kneading this now. And just to get it all, using the arm and the hand as the dough attachment for the food processor that I don't have. Right, so just kneading it like this. And then I will be putting this aside for probably an hour, just to let it rise a little bit before I then roll it out. And I'll show you how that whole process goes. But yeah, you can see. Kneading it. Right, so you can see what it looks like. So while you are leaving the dough to rise, you can get started on the filling. So for the filling, I'm going to use half a cup of brown sugar, and to that I'm actually going to add in the rest of that butter, and I'm going to mix that in now with the sugar. I'm going to add in 4 teaspoons of cinnamon, 2 teaspoons of cardamom, and a teaspoon of vanilla extract. So I've got all the filling ingredients in a bowl, and I am going to just mix them all together to make a nice buttery paste. So you have mixed this all together now that you've made this cinnamon, sugar, cardamom butter. And once your dough is finished rising, you are going to roll it out, and then you are going to spread on this cardamom, cinnamon butter mixture. So I have got flour on my rolling sheet, and to prevent the dough from sticking, and I'm just making sure that the rolling pin is covered in flour as well, and I'm going to roll the dough out into a rectangle. If it's still sticky, you can always add more flour. So it's roughly in a rectangle shape, and I'm now going to spread on this butter mixture that I have here. So you wanting this to be sort of evenly spread. So now what I'm going to be doing is I am going to fold this in, right? Like a bit like an envelope. Well, like, not like an envelope, but like the letter you would put inside an envelope. So you're going to fold it sort of into three. I'll show you. Right, so this is how you're going to fold it. Now I'm going to put it in the fridge for about 15 minutes. And then just to sort of let it settle. And then I am going to roll it out again and then cut it into strips. And I'll show you what happens with that. A baking dish ready with some parchment paper. I've now got some baking paper. And you can preheat your oven to 200 degrees Celsius, about 400 Fahrenheit. Take the dough out the fridge and you're going to roll it out now again. I've put down some more flour just to prevent sticking, but I'm going to roll it out now. It'll probably cover the whole of this baking sheet or rolling sheet, and then I'm going to cut it into strips. So you cut it into strips like this. Some people are quite anal and they actually measure it out. I'm not such a precise baker, I have to be honest. So what you're going to do now is you're going to take a strip and you're going to wrap it around your fingers and then around your thumb, and then you're going to slip it off. So you sort of twist it a bit first, right? So you're holding on it, and then you are going to wrap it around your fingers, and then around your thumb. I don't think it's quite right, but anyway, I'm going to put this in my baking sheet. Let's try another one. Right. So hold it around the fingers, then around the thumb, and then you wanting to like twist it off the thumb. So you're getting that kind of a idea. So hold it and then go around the fingers. And then there we go. So I'm going to put them in a warm place to rise for another half an hour. And then I am going to brush them with an egg mixture, like an egg glaze mixture. And then I'm going to sprinkle pearl sugar on them. So after you've left them to rise a little bit more slightly, you're now going to get your pastry brush and you are going to brush them with an egg wash. Right, next step is to get your pearl sugar and sprinkle that on the top. So these are now going to go into the oven for about 15 minutes until they are golden brown. So I have just taken these out of the oven and oh my goodness, it looks divine. And as always, a taste test. Oh my goodness. This takes me back to Stockholm. I could be in Sweden right this very minute. Absolutely delicious. Light, fluffy, not too sweet. Very, very, very good. So, if you can like, subscribe, share this video, that'll be amazing. Thank you for watching.